You've seen them, right? For the last couple of years, this one kind of weird question has just taken over social media. It leaves you staring at your phone, totally confused, but also kind of hungry. And it always starts with something that looks, well, completely normal.
Think about it. You see a shoe, a roll of toilet paper, a big juicy burger. Your brain just clicks, right? You know exactly what those things are. But what if you don't? What if I told you your eyes are lying to you, that what you're seeing isn't the real story at all?
And then someone takes a knife to it, and in one slice, poof, the illusion just shatters. It was never a purse. It was never a hamburger. The shocking, mind-blowing truth is, it's all cake, every last bit of it. And this simple, kind of bonkers reveal has become a massive global obsession. So the real question is, why?
Okay, so to get to the why, we really have to start with the how. Because, let's be real, this is not just baking. This is some next-level, jaw-dropping artistry that takes incredible skill and patience. You gotta forget everything you think you know about a regular birthday cake. I mean, listen to a pro like Natalie Sideserve. She says, if making hyper-realistic cakes was easy and didn't require a lot of trial and error, then everyone would do it. And that's the thing, right? This is a super difficult craft. You're supposed to make mistakes. That's how you learn. Bottom line, making these things takes a true master.
The whole process is way more like sculpture than it is baking. Seriously, they start with a whole internal structure, almost like a skeleton. Then they carve layers of cake into the basic shape. After that, they get into all the crazy little details. And the final touch? The painting. That's where the real magic, the real deception happens. And the stuff they use, the artist's toolkit, is wild. It's full of things you would just not expect. We're talking modeling chocolate to sculpt tiny, perfect details, fondant to get that super smooth, paintable surface. They even use edible wafer paper to make things look like, say, the skin of an onion. And get this, they use airbrushes with edible paints to get those totally realistic colors and shadows. It's incredible.
But here's a fun fact. This whole obsession with being tricked by art, it's not new at all. Actually, our modern love for these crazy cakes has a direct ancestor in the fine art world that goes back more than 100 years.
It's a technique with a fancy French name, trompe l'œil. It literally means to deceive the eye, and that's exactly what artists did. They would paint stuff like violins, letters, even dollar bills, with so much realism that people would actually try to pick them up right off the canvas. No joke.
And this is where it gets really interesting. There's this art historian, Maggie Cao, who points out that trompe l'œil got super popular back in the 19th century, right when people were really anxious about counterfeit money and con artists, a society worried about fakes. Sound familiar at all? Because here we are with illusion kicks blowing up in an age where we're all worried about fake news and online misinformation.
I mean, look at this timeline. It really lays it all out. Back in the late 1800s, you've got an artist getting grilled by the Secret Service because his paintings of money looked too real. Fast forward to 2020, the whole world is upside down. And suddenly, these illusion cake videos are everywhere. And just 2 years later, bam, it's a massive hit show on Netflix.
And you know, this is way, way bigger than just some internet meme that comes and goes. This trend has, forgive the pun, baked its way right into the mainstream. It's a legit part of our pop culture now.
And that journey from a weird online thing to a mainstream hit happened so fast. It all started with those viral reel or cake challenges on TikTok and Instagram. That blew up and led to hit TV shows. Now you've got these huge baking competitions with special illusion cake categories. And behind it all is this massive online community of artists and fans just sharing stuff and pushing it even further.
You can totally see how it all feeds into itself, right? The viral videos create this huge audience for the TV shows. The shows then get bakers excited to enter competitions, and regular people at home want to try it too. And what do? They post more videos. It's just this perfect, never-ending cycle of delicious deception.
Okay, but let's be honest. With this much popularity, you're gonna get some haters. Not everyone is on board with the "is it cake" train. For some people, this whole thing brings up some pretty big questions about what we're doing with art, with food, and with waste.
The whole debate kind of boils down to two things. One, are you just wasting all this incredible, painstaking art just to cut it up and eat it? And two, the million-dollar question, does any of it actually taste good? This comment from a Reddit user pretty much nails the main criticism. They're saying these cakes are just covered in way too much fondant, which, let's be real, a lot of people don't like. And then all that amazing art just gets eaten. It disappears. So the question is, why not just use clay? Then the art could last forever.
But then you have the counter-argument. For the artists and their biggest fans, the fact that it's temporary, the fact that you can eat it, that's the whole point. That's what makes it so special. Knowing that this incredible sculpture can be shared and enjoyed adds this whole other level of joy. It's not a waste, they say. It's a celebration.
And that really gets us to the heart of this whole thing. If you look past the amazing skill, past the debate about whether it tastes good, there's a deeper reason we're all so hooked. It's about the simple, pure joy of being fooled.
This is a perfect example. On the show Is It Cake?, the bakers completely made up a fake baking term, tiltscape, and they convinced the host it was real, so he starts using it all seriously in his critiques, and then they reveal it was all a good-natured prank. It's kind of this perfect little metaphor, right? It shows how easily fake info can spread, but also how much fun it is to be in on the joke.
So when you really break it all down, the appeal is coming from a few different places. The biggest one? It's a totally safe, fun way to test ourselves. We get to ask, can I spot the fake? Of course, we also just appreciate the incredible skill it takes. And then there's that little jolt of surprise, that dopamine hit when the knife goes in and you finally see the truth.
And maybe, in the end, that's what this is all about. We live in a world that's just full of fakes and deceptions that have really serious consequences. But these cakes, they give us an escape from all that. They create this little world where being fooled is actually the whole point, where the surprise is always fun, and where the only consequence for being wrong is finding out the truth is actually something delicious.